Welcome to the Riskwiser Zone, the podcast where we dive into the world of stocks and finance to help you make informed decisions about your investments. I'm your host, Louis, and I'm excited to share today's story with you. We're starting off with a look at the banking sector, specifically at three major players: ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, and State Bank of India. According to a report by Anand Rathi, these banks are poised for growth, driven by improving liquidity, easing regulatory stance, and government initiatives to spur consumption. ICICI Bank is being hailed as the new gold standard in banking, with multiple growth drivers across retail and SME segments. The bank's focus on delivering consistent pre-provision operating profit growth, while maintaining a strong emphasis on technology and customer experience, has earned it a target price of Rs 1564, representing a 17% upside. Axis Bank, on the other hand, is seen as a strong proxy to macroeconomic improvement, with its strengthening retail franchise positioning it well for growth. The bank's focus on rural expansion is expected to be the next key growth frontier, and Anand Rathi values the stock at 1.6 times FY27 estimated price-to-book value, with a target price of Rs 1310. Representing a 19% upside. State Bank of India, or SBI, is viewed as a strong institutional player that continues to gain market share across key segments. The bank maintains healthy asset quality, reinforcing its stability and growth prospects, and Anand Rathi values the stock at 1.2 times FY27 estimated price-to-book value, with a target price of Rs 930. Representing a 20.4% upside. It's worth noting that while these banks are poised for growth, there are also risks to consider, such as macroeconomic shocks and interest rate shocks arising from higher-than-expected inflation. As always, it's essential to do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. We'll be keeping a close eye on the banking sector and bringing you updates and analysis as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that these three banks are worth watching, and we'll be exploring more of their stories in future episodes. We'll be right back with more from the world of stocks and finance on the Riskwiser Zone. Welcome back to the Riskwiser Zone. We're glad you're joining us again for this middle segment of the show. Today, we're diving into a topic that's got everyone talking: the latest tariffs imposed by the Trump administration on car imports. Now, I know some of our listeners might be thinking, what's the big deal? Tariffs are just a normal part of trade policy, right? But bear with me, folks, because this one's got some interesting implications. So, let's break it down. The tariffs in question are 25% on imported cars, which is a pretty significant hike. And it's not just foreign car manufacturers that are going to feel the pinch. American car makers are also likely to be affected, given the complex global supply chains involved in the auto industry. Now, some of our listeners might be wondering, but won't this just encourage Americans to buy more domestic cars? Well, not necessarily. As we heard from one of the experts in the story, even iconic American brands like Ford have parts that crisscross the borders with Canada and Mexico multiple times before they're assembled. So, it's not as simple as just saying, oh, we'll just buy more American cars. And what about the consumers? Well, it's likely that prices are going to go up across the board, not just for foreign cars, but also for domestic ones. As one car dealer put it, we all still have bills to pay, mouths to feed, and employees to pay. So, it's not like they can just absorb the cost of these tariffs without passing them on to consumers. Now, I know some of our listeners might be thinking, but what about the argument that these tariffs will create jobs and boost the American economy? Well, that's a valid point, but it's also important to consider the potential downsides. As one expert pointed out, higher prices could lead to reduced demand, which could actually end up costing jobs in the long run. So, where does this leave us? Well, it's clear that these tariffs are going to have far-reaching implications for the auto industry and for consumers. As one car enthusiast put it, everything's topsy-turvy now, and it's also terribly filled with uncertainty. That's a pretty apt description of the situation we're in right now. And that's not all. We've also got reports of other countries pushing back against these tariffs. Germany, for example, has said it won't give in to Trump's demands. So this is shaping up to be a major international trade dispute. As always, we want to hear from you, our listeners. What do you think about these tariffs? Do you think they're a good idea? Or are they going to end up hurting the American economy? Let us know on social media using the hashtag #RiskWiserZone. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on the Riskwiser Zone. Welcome back to the Riskwiser Zone. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to shift our focus to a fascinating story that highlights the intersection of technology and healthcare. You may have heard about a new initiative that's using telemedicine to bring medical consultations to patients in remote villages across Africa. This innovative project, developed by Microsoft's research team in partnership with local doctors and researchers, uses a portable system with enhanced lighting and camera upgrades to capture 3D models of patients. These models are then projected onto a large computer screen, allowing multiple doctors to join the consultation session online and manipulate the 3D model to assess the patient. The goal of this initiative is to provide medical consultations for patients awaiting surgery or after an operation in regions where the doctor-to-patient ratio is among the lowest in the world. By leveraging technology, this project aims to bridge the gap in healthcare access and provide patients with multiple opinions from specialist doctors around the globe. One patient who benefited from this initiative is 46-year-old Aseku, who has been seeking treatment for a rare condition. Through the telemedicine trial, Aseku was able to consult with doctors from Rwanda, Scotland, and Brazil, giving him hope for a solution to his problem. While this project shows tremendous promise, it's not without its challenges. One of the key hurdles is the lack of stable internet access in remote parts of Africa. However, if successful, this technology could make a significant difference in the lives of patients who need specialized care but lack access to it. As we consider the potential impact of this initiative, it's essential to acknowledge both the benefits and the challenges. On one hand, telemedicine has the potential to revolutionize healthcare access in remote regions. On the other hand, it requires a reliable internet connection, which can be a significant obstacle in many parts of Africa. As investors, it's crucial to stay informed about innovative projects like this one, which can have far-reaching implications for the healthcare sector and beyond. As we navigate the complex landscape of risk and opportunity, it's essential to remain cautious and balanced in our approach. That's all for today's Riskwiser Zone. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, invest with caution.